morning chapel school, where we know, live, and share the love of Christ. We will begin by saying the pledge to the American flag and the pledge to the cross. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ and to the faith for which it stands, one Savior, Christ eternal, with mercy and grace for all.
We make our beginning today in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The Lord be with you.
And also with you. Our memory verse for the month of December comes from John chapter 1, verse 14a. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. Please repeat after me. The Word became flesh.
The Word became flesh.
And made his dwelling among us.
Please join us for our opening hymn, Light One Candle.
Our first reading comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 4 through 6. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but the same God works all of them in all men.
Our second reading is from Luke chapter 2, verses 8 through 10. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. We will now present our message based upon Charles Tazewell's classic story, The Littlest Angel.
Once upon a time, many years ago to us, but only yesterday to heaven, there was a most unhappy little cherub known as the littlest angel. He was 4 years, 6 months, 5 days, and 7 hours and 42 minutes old when he presented himself to the gatekeeper and waited for admittance to heaven.
Welcome to heaven, little one. Don't be afraid. Let me enter your name in the great book. What was that noise? Oh heavens, I've blotted the page with ink. I've never done that before.
From that moment on, the heavenly peace was never the same, and the littlest angel soon became the despair of all heavenly hosts.
That littlest angel, how can we meditate if he is always whistling? He is always disturbing us.
And his singing voice, must he always come to practice and sing so loud? He sings off key, too. It really spoils the effect. What can we do about him?
Have any of you noticed that he's always late to our evening prayers?
Yes, and he always runs in and knocks our wings askew.
Well, we think he doesn't even look like an angel.
The angels were all quite right. He didn't. His halo was permanently tarnished because he held it when he ran, and he was always running. Even if he was standing still, the halo never behaved like it should. It would slide over the right eye, or the left eye, or it would just, for pure meanness, slip off the back of his head and roll down Golden Street so that he'd have to chase it.
His wings didn't quite work right either. They weren't pretty or useful like ours.
He would try to fly, and we would just have to hold our breath. He would perch up on a cloud and teeter back and forth.
Then he'd hold his nose, close his eyes, count to 303, then throw himself into space and...
He would fall. He never remembered to move his wings.
And so it would go. The angels would notice that the littlest angel chewed on his wingtips when he was nervous, and everyone knew that sooner or later he would need to be disciplined. On an eternal day of an eternal month, the angel was called before the understanding angel.
He tried to delay the inevitable just like any of us would do. He looked at the list of new arrivals in heaven. He looked at the stones, and then, slowly he walked to the understanding angel and was shocked to hear singing when he arrived.
So you're the one who's making heaven so unheavenly. Come here, little one, and tell me all about it.
Well, it's hard to be an angel. I've only swung once, maybe twice. Oh, okay, 3 times on the Golden Gates, but it was just so I could have something to do. I miss my mom and dad and Earth. I want to be able to swim, climb trees, fish, play in the sun, and feel the dirt beneath my feet. Not that heaven isn't great, though.
What would make you happy? Can you think of anything at all we could do?
Well, there's a box. I left it under my bed back home. Could I just have that?
You shall have it. I shall send my messenger to get you the box.
Oh, thank you. From that time on, the littlest angel was the most happy of the angels in heaven. His behavior was wonderful. He looked like an angel. He even flew like an angel. Later it came to pass that the heavenly messenger was given a new task.
Jesus, the Son of God, is to be born of Mary, of Bethlehem of Judea. He is to be a miracle both to heaven and to the men of earth. Let us rejoice and show our love for God's Son.
As the news spread throughout heaven about the miracle of miracles, everyone was trying to think of the perfect gifts to give. All the angels stopped their usual chores to create their gifts, and the littlest angel sat and waited for inspiration.
What can I give to the baby Jesus? Oh, maybe I can compose a hymn, like the choir of angels. No, I can't sing or play an instrument. Oh, maybe I can write a prayer, like the seraphim and cherubim. But I don't know how to write. What can a small angel give?
The time of miracle was very close at hand when the littlest angel decided on its gift. He brought it proudly to the throne of God and laid it there at the foot. It was small and unsightly, but the most precious things were inside.
I hope the baby likes my gift. It kind of looks ugly compared to the other angels' gifts. Maybe I should take it back. God won't like it. Maybe I can take it back before God notices.
But at that moment, the gift of the littlest angel was chosen by God and opened so that all the angels could see what was inside. A butterfly with golden wings from a hillside near his home. 2 sky blue eggs from a nest in his yard. 2 white stones from a muddy riverbank. A dog collar from his favorite dog. As God finished, the littlest angel began to cry and tried to run away. A dreadful silence filled the heavens, and all that could be heard were the cries of the littlest angel. Suddenly, the voice of God rang out through the heavens.
Of all the gifts of all the angels, I find that this small box pleases me most. Its contents are of the earth and of men, and my son is born to be king of both. These are the things my son too will know and love and cherish, and then regretful will leave behind him when his task is done. I accept this gift in the name of the child, Jesus, born of Mary this night in Bethlehem.
As God finished speaking, the rough box began to glow a bright light. No one but the littlest angel saw it rise into the heavens, where it came to rest over a stable where a child was born. There it shone for all to see, and came to be known by men who were blinded by the light it gave and unable to see its true form, as the shining star of Bethlehem.